This is the video introduction to experiment number 7 in the Mr. Circuit Basic Electronics Lab 1. This experiment will demonstrate how an SCR works. SCR in electronics stands for Silicon Controlled Rectifier. Rectifier means a diode, and SCR is a diode with a difference. Here is a picture of an actual SCR. An SCR is a diode, but as you can see, it has 3 leads or wires coming out of it. It has a cathode lead, an anode lead, and in addition, it has a 3rd lead called a gate. An SCR is a device designed to only allow current to flow through it after it receives a small positive voltage on its gate lead. Once the SCR is activated, it will not stop conducting current until the power is removed from the circuit. Okay, I'm going to wire up experiment 7 and show you how an SCR works. Now, following the pictorial, the first thing I'm going to install is our SCR. Notice that the SCR has a beveled edge over here. That tells us that this pin is the gate. The first pin is the cathode, the next one is the anode, and the next one's the gate. The anode, just for your information, that center pin is the anode, and it's also connected to that tab. So let's plug in, and it shows here in the diagram that they want this in number 27 going backwards like this. Okay, so now we have the SCR plugged into the solderless breadboard. The next thing we want to do to complete the circuit for this SCR is take an LED. Remember, you got the long lead and the short lead. Let's plug the short and the long, and let's do that. We'll put the short one on the right, and they want it in column 23. So we'll plug this one in right here. All right? So I have the cathode over on the right, anode over here, and now I'm going to connect the wire from the cathode of the LED to the anode. Remember where the anode was? It's the center lead on the SCR, because the electrons are going to come out of that anode over to the cathode of this LED. Then they are going to go through a resistor, and the resistor I'm going to use is 220, red, red, brown. So I'm going to plug that into one side of the LED onto the anode side, and then once I have that plugged in, I'm going to plug it in over in column 11. That's the way the pictorial shows it. So the resistor is plugged into column 11. Then we're going to take the battery snap and plug it, the red side, into that one side of that resistor. And then we're going to connect the black one across the channel into the same column. And then we're going to run a jumper wire from that black wire over to the cathode of the SCR. So over here in number 25 is the cathode. So now we have a complete circuit. The electrons will come out of here, across this jumper wire, through this clip to the cathode, out the anode of the SCR to the cathode of the LED, out the anode of the LED back through this resistor to the red. But remember that this is a diode with a difference. This SCR won't conduct even though it's wired up right. See, I connect the battery, nothing. And even though it's wired up right, it won't work until, what do we need to do? We need to put a small positive voltage on the gate. So let's go over and take this 1000 ohm resistor, plug it in here. Let's see, where do they want it? Okay, plug it in right there. And then we're going to plug it in into column number 20. And that's right here. And then I'm going to run a wire from column 20 that I'm going to use to touch the gate. When I put the battery on here and touch the gate of the SCR with this wire, the LED turns on. That's exactly what we expect an SCR to do. Now, even though I disconnected the wire, that wire is no longer connected to the gate. It still stays on. And it won't shut off. I can touch it, I can do whatever I want to that gate. The only way you can shut it off is by removing the power. Now, when I put the power back, notice that the SCR does not just conduct again and the LED is off. I have to touch the gate again. Where can we use these? Burglar alarms, color organs, all kinds of interesting devices use SCRs. All right, I want you to go gather your parts for this experiment, take out your experiment sheet, and wire it up according to the pictorial diagram like I did, and let's see if you can get the same results as I did. All right, your turn.